Mahalakshmi. And it is said it is revealed in Paramapada. But later it came to us from Srirangam. Lord Ranganatha became the primordial guru for us in this era. And then he gave it to his divine consort, divine spouse, Sriranganayaki in Srirangam. Thus it came to us. And Charama Sloka was revealed by the same Lord again in the war field to Arjuna. Thus, for all these three mantras, a guru is only the Lord, Narayana. And the cause for his giving to us is our Divine Mother, Mahalakshmi. So our Guru Parampara starts like Lakshmi Nadha Samarambha. You know, Lakshmi is the one cause for Lord to give these mantras to us, and because of her Narayana has given, and he is Lakshmi Nadha. Of course we just can't separate them, we can't see them separately, but it comes from him through her. So the first Guru is Narayana, next Guru is Sri, our mother, and then comes the Vishwaksena, and the lineage goes like that. So our Guru Parampara goes like Lakshmi Nadha Samarambha. That was the beginning. But for us now, in this Kali Yuga, in this, in this time, in this what you call the scientific age, I think it is again came through us by great acharyas, who were able to catch the lineage and pass it on to us. He is the great Acharya Natha Muni. And he passed it on to his grandson Yamunacharya. And he, of course, in the same process but in a different way, he passed the knowledge to his 5 disciples, and those 5 collectively gave it to Ramanujacharya. So Yamunacharya also was very responsible, very key in getting the knowledge from Natha Muni and passing it on to Ramanuja. So we took Natha, Yamuna, Madhyama. And then from Ramanuja it came in a lineage to us, in an unbroken lineage, in a very, very evident lineage till to us. It reached safely. Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Parampara. That's how just we chant the Acharya Parampara. Mantras came to us like that, and so those mantras talking about the greatness of God, who is all pervasive by his nature, and who is supporting all the souls, and who is supporting the entire universe from within and also from external sources. External sources in sense of keeping himself outside of this whole universe. So his name became Narayana. And these mantras belong to him only. The mantras are his mantras. And he, because all pervasive one, his name became Vishnu. And those who realize the unbroken relationship with him in all respects, not 1, 2, 3, but in all respects, became a Vaishnava. Those who had the faith in Lord, that Narayana, and those who realize his all pervasiveness and a relationship with him in so many ways, like Navavidha Sambandha, we call it as 9-fold relationship with him, is called Vaishnava. Our Acharya, our senior J.R. Swamiji used to always say, there is no one other than Vaishnava in this universe. Everyone is a Vaishnava, then why Vishnu is with you? Vishnu is with me. Vishnu is in her, Vishnu is in him. Vishnu is in that and this, in everything Vishnu is there. But there are few people who understood and few did not understand. Only 2 types of people in this world. That means few realized, few did not realize. Those who realized are calling themselves as Vaishnavas. Who did not realize and calling them with different names. It's okay. Though they call them with different names, still they are also Vaishnavas only, because Vishnu is there even with them. And a Vaishnava, once realized, he is a really great person. That means the mission of getting a human body is successful, is fulfilled. Why? How can we lead this life if we realize? Our Acharya said, no problem for us. We are wealthy enough. We have everything with us once we realized this. How? Because to expand your knowledge, you need some kind of support. And the support is given to you through 3 scriptures. 1, through the Vedas, and 2, through the Puranas, and 3, the messages of Acharyas. All these 3 are real wealths for us. Swamiji, we can't read the whole Veda. It's okay. Essence is given to you. Essence. Swamiji, we can't read the whole Purana. Essence is given to you. Swamiji, we can't know, we cannot understand all the messages of Acharyas. We don't know all the Acharyas' messages. No problem. One powerful gem is given to you. 3 gems. What they call as Ratna Trayam. 3 Ratnas are given to you. As the essence of Vedas, 1 Ratna, that is called Mantra Ratna. As the essence of all the Puranas, Purana Ratna, Vishnu Purana. As the essence of all the messages of great souls, great Acharyas, a Stotra Ratna. These are the 3 Ratnas given to us. I think they are given to every Vaishnava, no matter who they are, no matter where they are. They simply just can own it. And no tax needs to be paid. And no security problems. No immigration will stop you. You can carry it to the continents wherever just you go. And there you can just enjoy, you can display them and just enjoy. No one can steal it from you too. 3 Ratnas, Ratnatrayam we call them. What are they? As the essence of Vedas, 1 mantra is given. That is Mantra Ratna, Dvaya Mantra, not Tirumantra. It is Mantra Ratna. Because that's goal. Tirumantram is there, but Tirumantram is for the purpose of knowing ourselves. It talks about the Swarupa Jnana. Talks about our Swarupam. But about our goal, about our ultimate phala, it is the Mantra Ratna. The Dvaya Mantra talks about it. And about the sages, the messages from the sages, which we call as Puranas, it is Vishnu Purana. It's called Purana Ratna. And about the Acharya's messages, it is the Stotra Ratna. Why they call it as Ratna? Ratna is more valuable. So now if you have Ratna with you, I think you can get everything. You can sell it and you can get something for your food, for your, getting money, constructing a house, staying well. You can do anything if at all you have a gem in your hand, right? Very recently, we went through a gem. Yeah, just We went through means we just saw that in a photo. But not in a just photo, but it's a real thing which was videoed and showed us. It's a Nagamani. It came out of a serpent and it glows. If you keep it in darkness, in dark somewhere, somewhere in the woods, and just to come away from that, and just to leave just 10 minutes like that, with all silence, without making sounds, and it starts just glowing. The glow becomes so big like this. Make a little sound, then it slowly just goes down. That's it. It's only this much. And the cost of that is 65 crores. I'm not joking. It's true, I say. It's there. Not here in India. I've seen the video also. They display it and it starts glowing as if you burnt a camphor. If you burn a camphor, the glow comes this big, right? So like that, from that, this much glow came, but some dark bark, it seems, gone. Some flight is gone with sound, gone. No sounds, so it glows. Gem. 65 crores is not a small money, you understand? How many things you can make out of it? My God. If at all you have possessed a gem with you, I think you can make many things done. But that gem involves so many criticalities, so many problems, so many pains and fear, ultimately. Hold it, you are always living with fear. And you don't know who comes from what corner and who shoots you and who takes it away. Not today, even during the time of Lord Krishna, we know the story of Semantakamani. How many problems, the person who got it, the Satrajit faced. His brother taken, died. And he was killed. Unfortunately, he also was killed because of that money. And somebody is taken away. And Krishna was suspected because of money by his own brother, Balarama. Money. The gems we see, the diamonds, the very, very costlier, stuff like that, involves so many problems. And earning is a problem, keeping is a problem, and spending is a problem, and everything is a problematic thing, such things. But with these gems, what I said, 3 Ratnas, Purana Ratna, Mantra Ratna, and Stotra Ratna, no problem. You just simply can own it, you can just simply can wear it, and you can just simply can display it, and you can share it with many, many people. The more you share, the more it shines, and the more people feel happy. They enjoy. And these are such great gems. Stotra Ratnam is a beautiful stotra written by a great Acharya called Yamunacharya, the great guru of Ramanujacharya, who composed very, very beautiful stotra, and which talks about the whole essence of Vedas in a very lucid manner. I think everyone can simply chant it, but understand. Yet they can understand the essence and enjoy it without really going deep into the Vedic scriptures, That lucid the stotra has given. And Purana Ratna, all Acharyas have accepted. That is the beauty of it. There are few Puranas, some Acharyas did not accept. They didn't follow them. But Purana Ratna, what we talk about, the Vishnu Purana, accepted by Shankaracharya, accepted by Ramanujacharya, accepted by all other Acharyas too, unquestionably. And that is only the one probably having all the lakshanas that a Purana should contain. Other Puranas, of course, have certain lakshanas, certain qualities, which a Purana should possess, but Vishnu Purana is 100% Purana. Even so many